Whew. All right. All right. Looks like we got everybody here.
Mm-hmm.
All right, people. Welcome to another one of our live streams. We're going to do another playthrough of Final Fantasy 15. Even though we did have one episode, I think like last month. We're just gonna start over brand new, and we're also gonna do a little something different. We're going to, as for those who know that we had issues with PlayStation Network trying to get a party started, and we kept getting kicked out of it because PSN is bullshit. So we're gonna, I guess, give a little bit of, our comments on how we kind of feel about not only these gaming companies and their overall development, but also just some general comments about how we feel about the gaming industry and some of the things that entail in that. So that'll be something just part of we'll get into once we start the gameplay and all that. So yeah, we're gonna go ahead and get into it.
I know this is gonna be hard for you.
Quickly, before he strikes again! Here it comes! I got your back!
Look away.
Let's go!
So you can't look away from your husband, but you don't want to go through the anguish.
This is exactly what Final Fantasy wasn't saying.
Okay, Judy, we're gonna get into that, so just hold that thought. We're gonna get into that.
Just hold that thought.
Set forth with my blessing, Prince Noctis. Your Majesty. Take your leave and go in the grace of the gods. formally dress.
What the?
I fear I have left too much unsaid. You place a great burden on those who bear with you. You don't want to talk. I ask not that you guide my wayward son, merely that you remain at his side. Indeed, George.
We'll see the prince to Altissia if it's the last thing we see.
Yeah, what he said. Hate to break this up, but of course got the motor running. Drados, it's in your hands.
And another thing. Do you mind your manners around your charming bride-to-be?
This hair looks so soft. I just want to just run my
Try to
hands
mind
through
yours.
You have no cause for concern, nor do you. Take heed. Once you
This is just gonna. This whole.
if you think I will,
It's so soft.
I need only know that you are ready to leave home behind. I don't know about you, but I'm
So
ready
what would Gladio's hair feel like then?
It's not soft too.
wheresoever you should
It's
go.
not as soft as that.
The line of roots
She'd
is
probably
yours.
sleep on him.
Oh, tall. My son.
I really want to play this game over.
You're getting them feels.
I'm gonna stop at chapter 8 though when I do play it again.
Don't get on the boat to.
No way I'm getting that motherfucker. Fuck that.
Like you gotta progress the game though.
All right, I guess we can. All right, we can go ahead and get into. I guess our first topic of discussion. All right, you already heard Jay was talking about saying that Final Fantasy 15 was a mistake. Everyone who has played this game, who's been looking forward to this game, we waited a decade for this game to finally come out for us to get a chance to play it. We all know about the headache that it was to produce. They went through directing changes. You had scenes and characters that were taken out of the game. Just a whole concoction of confusion that was going on. But that doesn't take away from the fact that this game is fucking great. So I guess, Jay, we're going to start with you. So why did you say that Final Fantasy 15 was a mistake?
Well, I also say on a personal level because I wasn't expecting it to touch me in such an emotional way.
Mm-hmm.
Just due to the fact that we've all waited for it for so long, and it starts off great with like just these four people on this adventure, and you see them go through struggle after struggle, and it just gets to this point that it gets so real.
Mm-hmm.
I think we can forget about hitching our way there. Thought people were friendly outside
Right.
the city.
You can only go so far on the kindness of strangers.
Just gonna have to push her all the way.
I already pushed myself.
Mhm.
Come on, the car isn't gonna move itself.
The car was supposed to move us.
Can it? Ready, steady.
Mm-hmm.
That's why for me was a mistake because I didn't expect to get emotionally invested into this as much as I did.
Right. Mm-hmm. I agree with that because I remember the original trailer that was showcased back in 2006, and pretty much it was just showing Noctis, riding around in the car and engaging in battle, and him sitting on his throne. It's like, okay, it's another Final Fantasy, cool. But after you kind of just see, I remember from the 2013 trailer showing all the different characters and really getting into detail about what exactly their brotherhood was about and their experiences, you do become engaged and you start to care about these characters. And, that's definitely something you don't really see in a lot of games that invest in making likable characters.
Ignis, come on, time to switch.
Nah, we just switched back there.
And it's my turn now. My hands are killing me.
You'd rather I kill you with mine.
Mm-hmm.
It broke you.
Looks that way. On the map of the room.
No idea how I cried when I completed chapter 15. Like I cried. It was 3 in the morning. Okay.
Whoa.
The world's a big old place, filled with wonders.
Tell that to my legs.
You guys even
You didn't expect. You just didn't want that.
It was just so sad.
Hmm.
My head hurt. I cried too much.
Jesus.
That I did not expect. Because I knew I was going to end up in the sort of sour note, but I just didn't expect it to cause that kind of reaction for me.
Mm-hmm.
I love this game. I don't care what anyone says. For anybody that told me not to buy this game because it wasn't going to live up to its hype, all I got to say is that y'all were wrong and I'm glad I can put my instinct and bought it myself because I love this game.
Hey there, y'all kept the girl waiting.
And that's what counts most of all. That you had a good time playing it.
It was definitely worth $50 on it.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Brian. I know you haven't exactly finished the game just yet, but from what you
Yeah.
played, you know, what are your opinions on the game, and like, how does it compare to, say, maybe other Final Fantasy games you've played, or other games from Square Enix like Kingdom Hearts?
Well, I'll honestly say that the stuff that I liked from it was, first of all, like I mentioned before, the camaraderie from all the characters, because like it really feels like they're just one big happy family. Like Judy said before, they have their triumphs, their failures, their fallouts. And it's like, and all in all, it just has great character development. Now, I haven't really gotten far, but I can tell off that, you know what I'm saying, it's really gonna build up to something great later on. I mean, come on. And all the details that were shoved into it, like the chocobos, journey, the quests. I'll say the combat system wasn't exactly to my liking, but you know, you learn to deal with it, and in the end, that warp strike really did come in handy. So, all in all, this game really, really does live up to its expectations. Like, and I really thought this was just gonna be another Final Fantasy game. That's what I originally thought, and I'm so glad I'm wrong. Like, truthfully.
Never really good at it either.
Yeah, so that was next, like going into expectations. So, like, you know, Judy, what did you like come into like expecting? You know, having looking forward to this game for almost 10 years. You know, what were you kind of expecting? You know, for this next installment in Final Fantasy?
Y'all ain't never been out this way before, have you? Go on, have a look around. This'll make sure y'all don't get lost.
I don't particularly go into any game expecting too much because I don't sometimes have some really high
Might as well
expectations.
make great use of the extra time.
And overall, like, this is a game that everybody knows what I'm saying.
Whoa! They got Ebony out here. Goodness, it's kind of lit. Wait. What's a gill?
Just continue to be the experience. But the years went by, I kind of dropped the interest in it because I know all of you guys like your life already mentioned. So to me, it was I just put that to rest. And when this game came out, I didn't have a PS4 design, so I didn't hear about it, you know, but I had heard a lot of reviews. But a lot of people in my generation like
welcome.
that definitely made me happy.
What do you all want to know?
Okay, we waited this long and we finally got what we wanted. So then when I got my PS4, I was like, that's the next game. You showed it to me. So overall, I think there was expectations for it to be
So
great.
what'll it be today?
All right. So,
Okay.
Brian, what were your expectations?
I'll be real with you. The Final Fantasy games have always been top tier. Some of them have had their, you know, nobody likes or nobody really plays. Or, oh yeah, it was just a good story, or it's just another character to add to the roster of legacy heroes from all of the other Final Fantasy games. But I honestly thought it was gonna be like, oh, it's another great story. They're gonna go through something. It's gonna have some unique little battle system, and it's gonna follow in some way, shape, form the original Final Fantasy
Russian pom
way, like quests, go around, do something, and you know, everything else that follows. But no, not with this one. Like, you get this sense of family, you get this like pulled together all for one kind of story, and the beginning is great. I just honestly love riding around, and it's so different from the beginnings of other ones where it's usually before the storm and the storm kicks off. But with this, we get to at least enjoy the game and all it is before everything hits, you know what I mean? And from what Judy says, this game really knows how to hit you in the right way. Like, I won't spoil, but yeah.
Yeah, I definitely feel the same way about it. I mean, well, I guess the hype for me, and of course I was excited to see it, like I said before, back in 2006 when the first trailer came out, but after time, I wouldn't exactly say I forgot about it, but I kind of put it in the back of my mind the same way I felt about Kingdom Hearts 3. I mean, Square Enix has kind of had a reputation as far as, you know, taking time on their games, and you don't exactly know when they're going to come out, but you can always pretty much guarantee they're going to be quality. So when the trailer in 2013 came out, the hype that I had back in 2006 really just came rushing back. I mean, just looking at first and foremost just how good the damn game looked. I mean, that was just the first thing that really caught my eye. And then it went into seeing how the combat was, because, you know, beforehand we were just used to the traditional turn-based system, but now seeing that it was actually action engaging combat, it was like, wow, that's pretty interesting. I mean, I'm used to seeing this with like Kingdom Hearts, but not exactly with Final Fantasy. So it was kind of, you know, cool to see how the Final Fantasy franchise has evolved over time. And it just really just looked like such an engaging story. It definitely piqued my interest. And then when it came time for me to pick up the game back in 2016, it was cool just to see, you know, their camaraderie and the whole, you know, bachelor road trip before you're going off to get married. I mean, that just I thought that was just a pretty cool way how they went about that interaction. And then, of course, you know, it really kind of flipped everything on its head once it got to Chapter 9, and it kind of came out of left field, you know, to a level, because there wasn't exactly any build up as far as, you know, when things started to get rocky. It was just like everything was smooth, and then you have Chapter 9, and then after that, everything just went to shit. So I kind of felt like, yeah, there was some plot development there that was missing. And the second half of the game did feel rushed to a degree, but that doesn't take away from the fact that this game is great. I mean, anyone who hasn't played this game yet, if you're having doubts about it, don't listen to them. I mean, if you've played the other Final Fantasies before, or if you've never played Final Fantasy, just looking for a good JRPG, definitely give this game a chance. I mean, I don't see how you're not going to be able to, you know, fall in love with these guys and their experiences. It's really engaging. Definitely give this game a shot.
Yeah, I can agree with that. I just loved how casual it was. Like, oh, they're just riding around fishing, doing whatever. I'm just like, even with that, it's fun.
Yeah, definitely. So what did you think about, I'll go back to Judy. So what did you think about, you know, the characters, you know, with Noctis, Gladio, Prompto, and Ignis? You know, how did you feel about their characterization as like compared to some of your other favorite characters, maybe not only in gaming but maybe in anime too?
Looks like we found our first target.
Got all those arms at your disposal. Use them.
Mm-hmm.
What can I say?
Mm.
Excellent luck. On we go.
Mm-hmm. Right.
There was so outside of that too.
Yeah.
Bash some heads in. You know it. Man.
Ooh, head bashing.
It is. I can agree with that.
You guys got the best offense is a good defense. I got it! That wasn't so hard.
Takes two. Problems?
Right.
Marto, you're up.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, where'd you learn that one, Knocked?
Well put.
So, what did you think about the gang, Brian?
Honestly, when I first saw the game, I was just like, it's just another Final Fantasy. But the moment I got into it, I ain't never come back from it. So, and then it's like the characters, like like what Judy said with Prompto. I figured since he's the funny guy, there must be a reason as to why he's joking about stuff. He must have went through some hardships. There's like a bit of backstory we may be able to figure out. You know what I'm saying? It leaves you wondering, and I'll say it fulfills that with everything that comes forward. Not to mention the fact that we're not even going to go into how Gladius is. Gladius is just cool, calm. He's dope under pressure, and it's just like you said, he's his shield, but there's so much more to him, especially if you play, you know, the DLC for him, which y'all have done, so y'all know. And then you have, like she said, Ignis is the mom, and Noctis. I'll be honest with you, Noctis, I thought he was just gonna be like maybe another Sasuke, maybe closed off, maybe he hates the world, you don't ever know. But as I continue to see, that's not the case with him. As he goes through the game, he shows more and more of what he's been hiding. And I, for one, think that's great. Because I'm thinking, oh, I'm seeing more to him than he's actually putting out. Like, I'm actually seeing some straight up development. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. And it's just like, with everybody else, it's just fun to see them interact with how they are. Like, their personalities, how they just connect with each other. Because honestly, I figured they'd all get sick of each other, or all get tired of each other. And it's like, no. They're literally all for one, one for all of this bitch. Yeah.
Nice. Mission complete.
Yeah, that's... Yeah, agreed to.
Yeah. I definitely can say that Square Enix put their best foot forward in this, as they do with a lot of their games. A lot of, well, I won't say all, but a good majority of their games. Yeah.
Yeah, they all bring something, you know, individually to the table that works really well in the group, because these four, they aren't alike. You know, they... You know, Noctis is, you know, very reserved. I mean, it doesn't take away from how tough and how skilled he is, but you know, he's definitely, I wouldn't exactly say antisocial. Yeah, he's very awkward.
Yeah. He's not one for formalities.
Right.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You okay?
We are now.
Spoke too soon.
I'm going all out.
Just don't get too
Yeah, very true.
Mm-hmm.
That's crossing the line.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And that's kind of one of the themes of the game that goes into is as far as Noctis's overall maturation throughout the game. And I'm pretty sure like he had the attitude growing up as a kid, you know, it's like, you know, my father is the king of the land and I'm a prince and, you know, we live, you know, this royal lifestyle.
Right here, as fast as I could.
Right. And you kind of picked up on that attitude, like maybe he's kind of a snob. So maybe he kind of, you know, rubbed you the wrong way. But, you know, going throughout the game and seeing his progression and him learning exactly what it means to be a king. And it's not about, you know, people, you know, gawking at your feet. It's about being a servant of your people and having that responsibility. It's not easy to have. And of course, you know, him having to deal with the immediate death of his father. And it's like, here he is, you know, this, you know, young early 20s, and now you're put into the position to where you have to be a leader of this nation, and you really don't even understand who you are as an individual. So that's very easy to relate with when it comes to, you know, young adults trying to find themselves while having to deal with the overall pressures of life.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Well put. Well put.
But yeah, Brian, going back to what you were saying about Gladio, about him being kind of cool and calm, I don't exactly get that vibe from him. I mean, I kind of look at Gladio, he's definitely the badass of the group, he's the shield. So, if anything, he's the first one that, yeah, he's the first one ready to fight. You know?
So far. Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
But like,
So
don't swing your sword this way. Do it this way.
Stay on your feet.
Right.
Gladio got him.
What did you expect?
None the less for that. Hey, who's out there?
Right. Yeah.
Who's in here?
Yeah, that is true. Yeah.
Dave, right? Been looking for you.
Didn't mean to cause y'all any trouble. Stuck in a kind of sprained ankle. Something funny about that varmint. I gave him hell.
So he's overconfident.
Still one mean nut about.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all done get nuts like honey. What do you say? Get that puppy to rest for me?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Sure, we'll do it.
For the right price. We all got guts, that's for sure. Let me tell you, bro.
Right. Yeah, I can agree with you there. Like, he just didn't want to lose that idea. To be honest, I wonder what would have happened if he failed. Like, would he go back and work on himself? Would he had like thrown himself deeper into overconfidence or arrogance to try to hide it? You never know. I don't know. Like, it would just be interesting to see his character take a turn. You know.
In that case, let's find a spot to make camp.
The hunters are really out in full force around here, huh?
So they're the new Crown's Guard or something?
Similar, though technically a civilian outfit.
They've definitely seen a lot more action than we have.
Is it cool that we rock Crown's Guard outfits?
Be worse not to.
They made him especially for us.
Even got a sweet insignia.
Right.
In the Crown's Guard, your attire identifies you, so wear it with pride.
Yeah, because he definitely had, you know, the confidence, the bravado, the attitude. You know, he just gives off that vibe that, you know, where I'm not to be fucked with. But it took, yeah, and it took Gladio getting his ass whooped to realize that, well, you know, I'm not, you know, as badass as I thought I was. You know, there's more to this job than just being the guy with the big sword, you know?
Right.
And so that... Right.
Right. Yeah, I can agree with all that. Yeah, and it just all pulls together to show how much of a a great character he is. Yeah. Obviously. But yeah. Oh, that's a
no
definite.
doubt.
They'll probably be splitting Earths and shit in half. They must probably strategize some shit about how Gladio can just wipe out 20 niggas at once. Exactly. Yeah, there's just a lot of no flaws with Final Fantasy 15. I mean, it has some, but you know, they're not very out there. Right. Yeah. Damn, that sounds depressing as fuck. Right. Yeah, and they illustrated that very well. Yeah, I gotta say, I kind of like the idea how they just, everything is decent, then they just slap you across the face with this turmoil and bullshit. I just love it. Where did this come from? God, we were just over here having a nice conversation, and then it's like, you need to finish this game. Of course. Watch you save it. If you could save it, you would. Noctis. This is probably the best part of this game, the selfies. I just... Yeah. Like it chronicles the journey. Yeah. Boy, it's like, take my knife. Knives.
Dope.
Fancy ass name for knives, okay. Wait. We're like, he can stab me. No, we're not gonna have this. We're not having... We can't have you over here like in. Oh yeah, you can take that knife out. You can stick me with it. Yeah, we can't have. Boy. If you could have them all as stuffed animals, you probably would.
It's only so far I can walk.
Our Crown City upbringing didn't prepare us for this.
That looks like the little chibi versions of them from the little equip screen for where you give them weapons. I think they actually got that. I don't know. Yeah. They probably do, yeah, from some game. I can't remember the name of the Final Fantasy game. You do? Salute. Fucking salute.
Over there.
Shit.
That's it, right?
That's a door. Yes, but
No, I can understand that. 'Cause I take my deck with me everywhere too, just to calm me down in certain situations. It's like, oh yeah, I have these.
wait a second.
For reals though.
Scared, big guy?
You ought to be too. Things
Oh my god, we're literally calling from Yu-Gi-Oh cards. That's just. Yeah. Just take out my blue eyes and be like, oh yeah, I got this. Glad it just knocks it out of the park with one shot, like some shit out of a baseball park. They're like, just one swing sends that shit flying. Oh lord.
Alright, I guess my next question is something we were already talking about when Judy's referring to, you know, the plot holes and certain things that we missed out with the game. Jay, if there's anything that you could have changed about the game, what would you have changed?
Ooh. Ooh.
Okay.
Non-existent.
we all good.
Better than good.
Good to go.
Ring, ring.
Hey, Dave just called and said he's safe. Thanks for finding him. Nice work, y'all. By the way, the old girl's looking good as new. She'll be waiting at the garage.
Could it be like an arranged marriage or something, like, and they actually hit it off, or yeah.
So, who's up next behind the wheel?
Ignis should take it and never let go.
It helps that he can keep 4 eyes on the dash.
I couldn't even keep one.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. I never got a sense of true love or romance between those two. It was kind of like their union, because that was kind of the point, was that this was going to join the two factions, so that way they would, you know, all be under, you know, one name to sort of, you know, restore peace back to the nation. So I got that part, but obviously you can tell that Noctis wasn't exactly too thrilled about it, but as his prince duties, he was just going to go ahead and go through with it because he didn't really have a choice in the matter. But yeah, I definitely never got the sense of a true romance between those two, and that was definitely something.
Feels so sluggish. Indeed.
It's rude to keep a girl waiting. You better apologize. What is that? A live hurricane. That thing's like half bird, half storm, half
Maybe it was like, it wasn't for like them. It was like Noctis was like, oh yeah, I'm cool with her, and it's just like, if I get into it, yeah. And it's for the kingdom, so I can't really just, you know, have a choice, like he said. Mm-hmm. Yeah, he just went with it because, you know, the kingdom. Yeah, you can't just turn it down. Think about the ramifications of it. And then you have all the potential women Noctis could have got with.
Yeah.
Damn. You really just... Oh my god.
Absolutely.
You decide, you know, you wanted something, like some kind of a spark. Hmm.
Shall we shop a bit?
Yeah, let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
Come on now.
Right, as opposed to Luna, who's just like there.
Almost too pretty for the road.
She's back. We should all get a picture with her.
At least. Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the funny part. Like, yeah, it was like all the stuff they could have done, but never acted upon it. Oh man.
Not at all.
Perfect. Thought you'd say yes. So I already put it in the trunk. There should be a hotel on your way to Golden.
But yeah, the Noctis Iris dynamic definitely would have worked, and obviously that was, if Gladio had a choice over who Iris would marry, it would be Noctis, because that would be the only man that he would actually trust with his sister. And yeah, of course, they were giving her, you know, all the green, you know, the green lights to go ahead and make a move. I mean, hell, he even made her go and get a bouquet of flowers to give to her. So
Now,
obviously,
that's just fucking sad.
yeah, he was forcing the issue, and still nothing.
How you not want to do it willingly? Just Noctis.
Right.
And everybody's hyping up their romance too, actually. Like, they're over here making little fan art about it, like a little story. Yeah. Oh. Oh my god, that dude is hell.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see what would she say. Be like, I like you, buy me flowers, let's go out, or something like that. Oh my god, Noctis.
Mm-hmm.
Any dude would pick that up. I can agree with that. Be like, if they just came out and said it, that would be the first incentive that wanders in their mind. He probably just sat there quietly, like, okay.
Everything in order.
Yep.
He needs a guiding hand. They all do, dear Lord.
Hammerhead inside is like no garage ever. You know?
One would expect no less of purveyors to the crowd.
So Jay, how would you have, I guess,
Road trip's over with.
enhanced the experience between Noctis and Lady Lunafreya? Like, how would you have gone about showcasing their relationship better than what we got in the game?
If you need, I could always lend you the regalia.
Whoa! Thanks for the offer, but once we're back in the Crown City, I think I'll settle my own mess.
Oh, no problem.
Jesus.
No, I was saying like, how would you have gone about showcasing the relationship between Noctis and Lunafreya better than what we got in the game?
Might want to stock up on potions and stuff.
Nice. You're being helpful for a change.
What do you mean for a change?
The kingdom, yeah.
You all came all the way out here to deliver the goods. Well, thank you kindly. We'll take it out of the trunk, so you all just sit tight.
Mm-hmm.
Lovers.
Bring me that stuff. Battle boy.
That dog can really track his scent.
Sutherland knows how to find us.
How do you always know, boy? Just a sec.
If only we had the stuff from Final Fantasy that we had.
It's the same kind we sewed our crowns from. Oh yeah, soul blossoms.
But yeah, that was definitely a problem I had with the game, is that we never really got to know Lunafreya as a character. I mean, every time we saw her, you know, she was carrying out her duty as a as an oracle, but we never got.
In the book and send it back.
Mm-hmm. You know, like she was just there to kind of carry out her job, you know, as far as her dedication to the king, but we never got a chance
was fleshed
to.
out, you're saying?
Yeah, definitely. We just knew that, yeah, that, you know, she was the love interest of Noctis, you know, that's her fiance, but we just never got to know her on a more personal level, you know, what exactly her feelings were. Her relationship with her family, you know, how did she feel about this whole arrangement, you know?
Tell me.
Yeah.
You don't say.
Mm-hmm. Maybe future DLC can fix this problem. There you go.
But yeah, that was one of the original issues that, you know, we had with the game, was because when they changed direction so late in production, that a lot of the content that should have came out in the game, we got it in the Kingsglaive movie, as well as the 4-episode anime that came out, Final Fantasy Brotherhood. So there were a lot of key scenes and moments that were in the trailer back from 2013 that wasn't in the full game. So there's a lot of content that was taken out that shouldn't have, because it gave so much explanation and character development. You know, that was one of the biggest problems that we had with the game, even though now we're getting that information back with additional DLC that's coming out. I mean, obviously we know the game was incomplete. I mean, we all knew that. If you played the game when it originally came out, before all the additional scenes that were implemented into the game, you clearly see the game was not finished.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's in the treaty?
Of course.
7.
Simple formality. One of those symbol of the peace deals.
So it's more like a
You know,
marriage
I
of
just had a
convenience.
thought. We're over here talking about Final Fantasy 15. I want to do a video next time with Kingdom Hearts, because Gary, you still have Kingdom Hearts. Which one? 2.8 version?
No, I actually took that back. That was when I went to go and get Nier Automata.
Oh man, I was about to say we could do a video on Kingdom Hearts and calling all their flaws out.
Hey, I see the sea.
I see it too. That's Golden Key.
Kinda wanna go for a dip.
Nobody does at this point,
Behind it?
so you're not alone.
It's an island.
Nobody goes to Golden for an island, though. They go to kick back and get massages.
Dansei with the seafood. It's famously delicious.
Sounds great.
Something
Of
to look forward
course.
to.
Mm-hmm. Be like, if your kids get it, be like, come back and tell me what happens. Don't say that.
We need to replenish our supply of curatives.
Honestly, I remember when I first saw the trailers, I got hyped because I was like, oh my god, finally they're dropping some shit on this, because it was teased. And I was still in high school when they did that. And then the trailers kept dropping piece by piece, and then it just went quiet, and I'm just like, you know what? The reason that they're taking so long is because it's going to be a truly great game where they put a lot of work into. But as it's going on 2018 at this point now soon, I'm just thinking that they're just, I don't know what they're doing. If they do drop the game, yeah, I'll play it, because I really need to find out the rest of this story and put it to rest. But other than, you know what I'm saying, loving it and being hardcore about it, no, because they don't need to remake all these games or re-release them for some ridiculous price. I mean, the fact that they ported it to PS4 is cool and all, but all you're doing is just re-releasing some game. And the one that you played, 2.8, with the new one with Aqua, how did you like that one, Gary?
Pretty much, I thought it was a cool little introduction into, I guess, what I'm expecting from Kingdom Hearts 3. Would I run and say that, you know, someone should go out and pay, you know, $50 to play it? I mean, unless you're truly a dedicated hardcore Kingdom Hearts fan, I would definitely say wait for that game to drop down to like maybe 20 or 30 bucks, because I'm not much of a fan of Dream Drop Distance anyway. I mean, even though I played it back when it came out in the 3DS. I mean, it's okay. I mean, it's not bad, but it's definitely not one of my favorites in the series. So I thought it overall was just a cool little introduction into what Kingdom Hearts 3 is gonna be. But I'm kind of like with Judy. I mean, am I, you know, anticipating its release? Not really. I mean, I'm kind of at the point, if it comes out, fine. If it doesn't, I don't really care. You know, I've had my issues with Kingdom Hearts just because of all the additional content they've been releasing over the years, and all these side games that were on the DS, on the PSP, you know, and I just kind of just felt like what they did as far as expanding the story and the way they did was unnecessary. I mean, there would have been nothing wrong for them just to release Kingdom Hearts 1, 2, and 3. I mean, even with Birth by Sleep, that was actually really good as far as, you know, explaining, you know, some of the origin of, you know, Kingdom Hearts. That would have been fine, but everything else, I just thought it was unnecessary.
They just convoluted the story a little bit too much for my liking. Like, it's cool that they're doing. They could have made 3.
Right.
Yeah. They'll probably come out at the same time One Piece finishes. At least you'll be there when it happens. We can't have another. We can't have a Bleach ending. Yeah. With all the shit that they're doing, I'm just thinking, are these niggas any closer to getting to the Grand Line? Like, oh. Like, they're just branching off into different stories and doing that. I mean, I know there's like different parts of the world they're uncovering and going to and meeting the people there.
The Crown Prince of Lucis bounty hunting in his fancy car. Surely you didn't think it'd go unnoticed. At least not by this one. Lucky for you, this reporter has integrity. If you want to remain incognito, I'll respect your wish. In exchange for a favor.
I need to get into the manga. I've been using the anime to keep up, and preferably,
I knew you'd come around.
yeah.
See you, man.
Yeah. I might as well just jump into the manga because, as you said, it paces really well. And I'm still on. I just got out of the Philip Bark arc and there's some arc on whether on a cruise ship, and I'm just thinking, what does this have to do with the Grand Line at all? I mean, I know the Seven Warlords and shit, but I mean, what are we doing here?
So what's the scoop on this little road trip anyway? Some kind of secret bachelor gig? This really got your number, Knox.
I will be the same way. But thankfully they'll just follow in their footsteps, like with other anime and finish decently, like with Naruto. At least they accomplished everything that was said in that, so you can give them that. Wow, One Piece is... They had a lot of unnecessary deaths in that. See, this is why I just bought the games and played it, because that just skips the filler or fast forwards through it.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Hold on a second. Gotta come up with some cat food.
Could always buy some.
Or we can fish for some?
But yeah, I did that, but I figured I just went back to the manga that you were reading, and I was like, oh yeah, this is okay, because I had stopped around the point where he had just gained control of the Nine Tails, so it picked up right when I got into the manga. Yeah, but... Truth be told, with manga, you can run through that in like minutes, where anime, why you can marathon anime and go through it in say, what, hours, minutes, I don't know. Yeah. Yeah. Especially if the manga is interesting. If it keeps you glued, you're gonna be done with that in probably about a day, and probably then on to another series. I feel that you let your stuff stack and then come into it. Yeah, I can get that. Yeah. I can't believe Fairy Tail might be ending though. Yeah. But is it gonna end with Dragon Cry? Because they kept saying it hints at ending. I was like, oh no, I thought this was gonna end it. Boy, he'd rather fish than be worried with the kingdom. Like he's just away from everything. That's what he uses. Yeah, that's true. Like, it's very calming. It's cute watching him do it, but you don't have the patience and stuff for it. Fishing, I'll say, is kind of... All you do is just sit there and chill until something bites. When it does, yeah. Yeah.
All right, this one's perfect.
Great job.
Nah, that's respectable, because you... Yeah.
Wow.
3. You literally still have it at 3. Yeah, but I mean, even still, I still fish from time to time and make sure to use all their talents and upgrade them. Hey, I take my time with the details of this game. I'm truly enjoying it. In a way. Does his fishing come in handy in future quests, like the cat thing, or?
You see this nut? What about it?
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. Yeah, that's one
Yeah,
thing I
there's a
always did. I
side
always worked
quest
on.
later on in the game that involves fishing where you have to go out and catch this monster fish. And you're not going to be able to do it unless you get the fishing skill up to a certain level. So that way you're able to access better fishing gear. So, I mean, that would be the only thing I would say that's worth investing time in the fishing. But it's a side quest. So, you know, it's not mandatory. You don't have to do it in order to beat the game. But if you want to have that experience, then yeah, you do want to invest in the fishing. Yeah.
Yeah. Honestly, the only ones I like are probably Prompto's picture taking and mostly Ignis's cooking, because it's fun leveling up his cooking skills. Like, I literally search for campfires just to level that up. Yeah. Plus, it's fun to see all the stuff you can make. Ignis can do every damn thing, except, you know, he like come home one day and he has like all this. Here it is though. Come home after a long day of work, boy, have all this eloquent food on the table and shit. Like, oh damn, I'm about to throw down.
Anything catch your eye? No end of headaches this lot.
Well, when I use big sophisticated words, I'm just like, oh no, it sounds funny, like travesty.
That the best pickup line you've got?
No,
Y'all just never miss a chance to use that. I swear.
I have a feeling I know the feeling you got in mind. Let me look.
Tragedy, travesty, fucking y'all could
First, though,
My God.
fish on hand. Would you mind catching another one of these while I make their meal?
Oh my god, like the little gnomes in Little Nightmares. Poor boy. That scared the shit out of me. I was just like, I expected her to hug it, and I'm just like, oh, you ate it. Okay. Like the environment's getting to her, or... the mystery in it.
So yeah, that was another
That-
thing I kind of wanted to get into. There was it's been some discussion that's been going on for a while about the overall quality of games and what exactly means more. Is it, you know, overall gameplay, or is it graphics, or, you know, does having a good story matter? Single player versus multiplayer, you know, what's more important? So yeah, go, Jay, what
Thank you for your patronage. Great! I'll start on it right away. You know, this is really thoughtful of you, but be warned. Cats are
Yeah.
picky, and they're notoriously picky eaters, too.
Picky eaters. What do you say?
When it comes to food, felines are quite
Cause that's the
picky.
big cheese nowadays. Everybody plays with each other online. Like, literally. It is what it is. My vernacular is just very off the wall. Hey, I'm just trying to throw something in. I'm just talking, man. Why do you gotta focus in on that? Yeah,
You're one spoiled cat.
I hate that, honestly.
Think he likes you? I guess. Clawed his way into her heart.
Might keep on clinging. For
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Chat room, yeah, lobbies. That's, yeah. You have friends. That's one thing I will say though that I really do hate. Like, my bad to interrupt you. I hate the fact that with most games you have to download new stuff and they make you pay for it just to continue it. Beforehand in the old school games, yeah, like playing the game. Yeah, like right. See,
It's bedtime.
yeah. Yeah, honestly, I miss when you had so much in the game put in at first. Like with Kingdom Hearts, there used to be so much hidden stuff you didn't know about, like hidden bosses, hidden places you didn't go to later. Like, you know what I'm saying? You find that out. Like with Sonic Adventure, like any Sonic game, there's always a hidden ending. That's one of the things that made those games lit growing up. But I'm seeing nowadays if they do that, they probably might make it a DLC for you to download. Like, that's the one thing I hate about gaming. That, and people prioritize multiplayer over, you know, the actual story. Because, like, there's some games, if I'm right, that don't really have a, they call a story a campaign mode. Just flex. I'm just like, the multiplayer, they're like, oh yeah, let me run through the story just to get to the multiplayer mode. I'm just like, what? Just downgrade the story like that? Like, that's disrespectful almost. Like, they put a lot of work into it. It's, I don't know. Super toe. Of course you have it saved somewhere. Look at Gladio in the back. What's good? Like he's got that hip thrust like that girl. Like, what's good?
It's a really good shot.
I made sure I got the regalia.
Yeah. Save it. Look at the squad. Squad goals. You want this in life. Even the dog. Yeah. Of course she's got to save the dog. Yeah. Look at Daddy Ignis. Why can't it be both? Yeah. Carefree like a mommy, doing all the duties like a daddy. Look at this fake Marluxia looking nigga. Ignis, trying to look classy. No, he is classy, excuse me. Yeah. Look at Gladius. Like, hey, well, get this picture prompt though. Bobby?
Morning.
Yeah. Why do we get this chick? Oh man. Prompto just gives off that Beast Boy vibe, like he's just here to have fun. Yeah, kinda, a little bit. I mean, it is. That's pretty much how he's acting, but Prompto, in a sense, is better.
What's the forecast? Clear skies with the temperature rising.
Stop.
Well, yeah, I mean, going back to, I guess, the conversation we were talking about, you know, like the changes that have been happening in gaming over the past 10 or 15 years, and Brian had brought up the emphasis on multiplayer, and of course, nowadays, you have, you know, of course, with Call of Duty, Battlefield, Overwatch, Gears of War, you have these games that put a heavy emphasis on multiplayer. And you have, you know, gamers who buy the game and go straight for the multiplayer, and they never touch the campaign at all, or the story mode, or whatever that mode happens to be called. And Phil Spencer, the head over at Microsoft with the Xbox, he had recently made a comment saying that story-driven games like Zelda or like Horizon or any straightforward RPG game, that it doesn't exactly hold the same weight that it used to in the past, because in the past when you didn't have multiplayer, I mean, if you had multiplayer games, you had to, you know, invite your friends over and you played in front of a TV together. But you know, with single player RPGs, he's saying they don't exactly carry the same weight, because you have a good number of the gaming community who prefers to play on multiplayer and play with their friends as opposed to playing by themselves. I don't exactly agree with that, because I mean, just as in recent memory, when it comes to RPGs, you've had Neo, you've had Breath of the Wild, you've had Final Fantasy, you've had Nier Automata, you've had some great RPGs that have come out in the past few months that don't have multiplayer in them, and yet they still sold well regardless. So I don't think that, I mean, single player in RPG games are always going to have a place in the gaming community no matter what. I don't care, you know, what multiplayer game comes out or whatever. I mean, RPGs are always going to be here. I mean, they're such a staple in gaming overall together. I mean, you know, we mainly play, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We're supposed to get near that thing?
Pipe down before you wake it up.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, honestly, like, I can go ahead and say I like a good single RPG with a good driven story and stuff to do way more than probably playing on multiplayer, truth be told. But there are those some games with exceptions. I mean, like with Zelda, that is one series where every time they drop something, you gotta get into that. But you can't miss a game from that. Just the story and what they implement into it is just, you can't miss that. Yeah, cause like I mean, cause I mean, there's like so many people who be like, oh yeah, I don't give a fuck about Zelda. And it's like that is probably one of the best RPGs you will play in your life, in my opinion. But that's me. Yeah. And it sticks to the regular legacy of what it does. I mean, while implementing new things, like with the whole open worlds, your weapons break system with Breath of the Wild. Like,
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. That it.
True. But that wouldn't work. It wouldn't correlate, yeah.
Barely. I seriously thought we were at Journey's End.
But that feat was fit for a king.
Indeed.
Like you couldn't get attached to it.
Ready for more?
You bet.
Let's hit it.
Like collect a bunch of weapons and keep going. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I like the fact that it makes you feel small in such a huge world. Like beforehand in Zelda, it felt like you were practically running everything as the hero, in my opinion. Like, yeah, you were going through. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Those elements.
Yeah, that was the
that's the
next
one I
question I
can
wanted to
say.
get into, since you two, Zelda is one of your favorite franchises, and of course we see that Breath of the Wild as a more open world RPG, it took things from The Witcher 3, it took things from Dark Souls, and these
Yes.
other more modernized RPGs that we are accustomed to playing to nowadays. So you've had people who haven't exactly been big fans of Zelda in the past who love the game because of the fact that it is an open world RPG and that it's similar to the more modern games that are currently out now, whereas you have Zelda purists who weren't exactly too fond of the game because it was so much different from how the older Zelda games used to be. So since you two are seasoned Zelda players, how did you feel about this transition Nintendo made from that more linear dungeon puzzle style Zelda to having this sort of open world, do whatever you want type of Zelda game?
It's magic.
Nice work, kid. Sorry for giving you such a hard time. I just had to get my hands on this, even if it meant blackmail. You understand, don't you? You see, I'm a reporter by day and an amateur jeweler by night. This elusive little beauty's gonna become a masterpiece. To make it up to you, I'll share a little scoop. That special coin you got? It commemorates the Organ's ascension. That guy was tossing them out to everyone. Must have picked them up back in Niflheim. And speaking of freebies, here's one from me. Come back if you want to buy more.
I doubt a souvenir like that will make its way into the hands of an ordinary citizen.
Just makes you feel small.
That's our pocket change now.
Let's learn from history and book a place this time.
As promised, I'm in the process of securing your ferry tickets right now. Told you, I'm a man of integrity. Should be smooth sailing from here. So let me know when you're ready to ship out.
I admit, I didn't expect Dino to secure the ship.
You must be pretty connected if you can pull some strings around.
You guys ready to set sail? The ship won't arrive till tomorrow. How about you find a place to spend the night?
It's bedtime.
Because I made him think. Man. Yeah. Also this with the shrines, I feel like it's a good way to get that dungeon feel from the original Zelda, but in a much harder way, while at the oh no, go ahead, we got to. Look at you, reborn. Look at your primordial dark essence. But yeah, back to yeah. Honestly, like I was saying before, the shrines just like are a good way to, because you're obviously going to be exploring the open world a lot, just to explore, or just cause it's cool. Like, no, you can't go here yet. Mm-hmm. He was so disappointed by that. Oh. Be like, oh no, let me just go get some rupees. Wait, the fuck?
What's that look for? What is? Insomnia. False. What? Is this your idea of a joke?
I need you to calm down so I can explain.
I'm as calm as I'm gonna get.
There was an attack. The Imperial Army has taken the Crown City.
As treaty room tempers flared, blast lit the night sky. When the smoke about the citadel
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's the good part about it.
No, wait. Hold on. What? Knowing what?
Kind of like the idea that it's teaching you to be a better, you know, gamer in a sense for it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's teaching you the formulas. Like, obviously you're gonna die a bunch of times, so you need to memorize how this is gonna work and do better. Yeah.
We can't be sure until we see it with our own eyes.
And that means we go back to Insomnia.
Might not be safe for us.
Might not be safe for us here.
Yeah.
Turn
I hope
back.
they keep this formula too, because it would be a shame for them to go back to what they went to, the same formula they were using before.
Yeah.
Ooh. Yeah. I can't
Yeah,
wait to see the next
Nintendo
story
has
that they do after
definitely
this.
taken the right step moving forward. I mean, we all know that overall the Wii U was a disappointment, especially compared to the fact about the Wii. I mean, the Wii was the highest selling console of that generation with the Wii, the PlayStation 3, and the Xbox 360. Even though the Wii was a gimmick, but you know they still can't take away from the fact of how successful the Wii was. And then the Wii U came out, and no one really knew what it was. I mean, yeah, it was a follow-up to the Wii, but I don't really remember there being much marketing for the console. I don't remember really hearing anything about it. So
Nah,
Yes.
it was just like, oh, there's a Wii U, you can get it. Yeah, I didn't really see a lot for it.
Everyone's okay.
You're right.
You mustn't lose faith. Really? Can faith stop?
If it, yeah,
Nuts?
if it wasn't,
My old man had plenty of faith. The Empire.
yeah, you didn't have that long, have you? Yeah.
Conjecture gets us nowhere.
Oh, it's not even a year old. Yeah.
All you'll find are lies. It's ceasefire.
Right. Like, just for that.
Mhm.
Honestly, if it wasn't for the fact that I have read like a magazine or saw it online, I would have never known either. I would have just been, you know, playing PlayStation or had my old Wii. But even still, I mean, they put a lot of stuff on the Wii U. It could have been, you know, done better. But honestly, I feel like they just,
Doesn't look like they'll be signing that peace treaty.
yeah, exactly.
Up ahead.
And they can put like a, yeah, and they could put a different controller into it and just play it.
They've set up an inspection point.
If the road ahead's blocked, then we find a way around.
Can you take it literally anywhere, like the Switch? That's one thing I've always wondered. Oh, it has this. Oh, I figure. That is the coolest shit about the Switch. Like, you can literally take it out at work and get back to Breath of the Wild. Then when you're at home, get back to what you were doing. I'm just like, you could even do it on break. That's just, I thought that was just a dynamic feature they put in. Shit. Other than the Breath of the Wild, then that's probably about it.
There they are.
Yeah.
You want to take them out?
Oh yeah, those scrap heaps are
Mm-hmm.
truly to protect them.
Yeah. And then put that with the fact that they haven't really dropped a lot of games for it, and aren't they taking other games they released like Dark Souls and others and putting it on this Switch too?
Yeah.
Yeah. I heard they were gonna do that, but yeah, I think they are.
Yeah, Dark Souls 3 will be coming to the Switch at some point. I don't know when. Pretty much the two most popular games on the Switch right now, of course, Breath of the Wild being #1, and the Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Edition that just came out on Friday.
Oh yeah, everybody's buying that. And every time I thought they were gonna release that new Pokemon game for it, dude, the stuff you could do with that.
Right.
They already dropped some already. They just haven't, you know, released them yet. Just go through all of that again. No, I just said it in general. Like, go through all what you went through, the mindfuck, the monsters, the finding the items. And you come up on something that like, you literally need to forage, find, search, and look to your hardest to find them, basically.
Where do they keep coming from?
Can't imagine what it's like inside.
We should take advantage of it. The hill.
Right. Oh. Plot to it, yeah. Oh, okay. Right. Yeah, like, wow.
Moreover, in the wake of the news of King Regis' death, we've now received word that Crown Prince Noctis and the
Wow, just the mindfuck. Are those? Was that one you told me where they take all your gear and they expect you to kill something like a guardian or something without it? Hmm.
Hello? Core? What the hell's going on?
Where are you?
Outside the city. With no way back in.
Makes sense.
Makes sense? Are you serious? What about any of this makes sense? The news just told me I'm dead, along with my father.
Oh man.
Listen, I'm heading out to Hammerhead. About the king. It's true.
Hmm.
If you're looking for the whole truth, you know where to find me. Get moving.
Oh yeah, like the ancient weapons. Hmm. So.
Wanted the marshal. Have to say.
I just like how they shoved a whole bunch of stuff into it, like the memories, the weapons, the quest.
The king.
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Right, okay. Oh, that's neat. Mm-hmm. Yeah, like the was just thrown in, yeah. Hmm. I can't wait to play the game myself and just discover everything, to fail, try to catch the one. Leave me alone about my game playing.
But that can be intimidating to some people. Like when I was playing The Witcher 3, and people who were like asking, like, you know, like, yo, how long is the game? And I said, like, it's like you can easily put like almost 200 hours into it. And when I always said it, looked at me like I was stone crazy. But it's like that's kind of the purpose of open world RPGs, is that there's so much that you can do throughout these games that offer so much of content. But it can be intimidating saying that, you know, because even though you can beat the main story campaign in like, you know, maybe 30 hours or so, depending on how you go about playing the game and, you know, building up Geralt, but still, I mean, the thought of having to play a game for over 100 hours, some people are going to see that as that's like heaven on earth, and other people are going to say, like, you know what, that's just too much. So with that in mind, you know, because of how extensive Zelda is, and that Zelda hasn't, it's definitely like nowhere near as popular as, say, Mario. I mean, Mario is a game that anybody can kind of pick up and get into, but Zelda's a different type of beast. So for some people, this is probably the very first time they played Zelda. So I guess, Jay, you know, comparing this to, say, you know, Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask, you know, that overall transition, you know, would Breath of the Wild be easier to pick up, or you see it's more difficult?
Don't suppose the Crown's Guard is still active.
The marshal, I wonder how things are in the city.
There should be reports before long. Yeah, something this big can't go ignored.
And what about us? What do we do?
We make for Hammerhead now. We can figure the rest out later. Got a message from my sister. She's with refugees bound for Astala.
Well, at least Iris is okay.
Doesn't sound like anyone else was so lucky, though.
We best make haste. Not won't be dead forever.
No going back. Only ways forward.
It's controlled as fuck, basically. Yeah.
Glad y'all made it.
Mm-hmm.
No weather for driving, that's for sure.
Oh, thanks. West Corps?
Left to see the business. And left y'all a message with Pawpaw.
Yeah?
Boss ain't sat still 1 second since he heard y'all were coming.
Yeah, that's understandable. Yeah.
Crystal and the King? What they did after all.
Well put. It's the stuff that you do.
They played my father for a fool. Don't kid yourself. Reggie wasn't born yesterday. Lucius got dealt with his hand, and your old man played it the best he could. He saw this coming a mile away. He wasn't gonna go down without a fight. In the end,
I kind of like, I'll say what they did with the Master Sword, because I wasn't expecting it to be like, oh yeah, it breaks and leaves you for 10 minutes after you use it. Like, that was something new I didn't see coming. That, and you had to be at a certain caliber, or have a certain number of health to have just to use it. Like, just hand it to you. Not anything else. Really? Oh, but if
Cora left a message. Said they'll wait for you in the tombs. They're to the northwest of here.
wow.
That's a short ways past the outpost. Find that first. Interesting toy you got there.
This? It's just something we picked up after taking out
So in a sense, it kind of takes out the idea that, oh yeah, you have the Master Sword. It's just, you know, just to have it for the battle, not for anything else. That's kind of...
Look, I got diddly squat to do what with Cindy taking care of the garage. If you can find the parts, I can do the work for you.
Are there better ones besides the Master Sword?
You got me what I need. I'll take it from here. It turned out great, if I do say so myself. Got yourself a new toy. I can... Fixing to upgrade? Can do. Ground City weapons ain't designed with upgradability in mind.
Yeah, like you really have to adapt and adjust, like you said, in order to, like, fully experience and get the gist of the game. Yeah, that in mind, I just hope that doesn't turn people away from actually trying the game. Right.
So where would you rank the story of Breath of the Wild as compared to some of the older Zelda games?
With a bit of tinkering, you can turn your weapon into something special. Good. How y'all doing?
Right.
You round up enough parts, y'all come straight back here. Stand up straight, boy.
Mm-hmm.
Things the way they are, you can't have too much firepower. You slacking off. Those robot-loving fools couldn't touch my brand of remodeling. If y'all are having car trouble, there's your girl.
I remember that. I remember that game got a 10, Skyward Sword, but in truth be told, there really was a lot of stuff that was missing from that. It felt too easy.
Oh, well, if it ain't the boys with the paint.
Yeah, and
That's us. Y'all want to fix some edibles for me? Why are you asking us? Well, it's just an old Sid. Sid? Yep.
isn't it like the first of the Zelda series? Like,
Seeing as you boys can't go home for the time.
isn't it like Skyward Sword the first one of the entire like Zelda lore? Or I always wondered that because you know the Master Sword came from the Goddess Blade.
Another test.
Yeah, it's just those elements that have me think, like the way Zelda announced, oh yeah, I'm the goddess reborn, and this was the plan, and just the way they went with it. Yeah. Yeah, I can agree with that simply because of the fact that you get a sense from her from Zelda, so it's like, oh, that's how she was, and they talk about her a lot. I wonder if they'll ever get to the idea of bridging all the Zelda games to when they happen, because I'm honestly curious about that. Like, when did this whole thing start? When did it come into like the whole thing? Like, it interests me a little bit.
We'll think about it.
Because magic. Because gotta be magic, since that's like the primal thing that they always use in that series. Yeah. I mean, they have a signal in those places too. Shit. Final Fantasy always had that blend between magic and technology, so I could see why. Like, we over here got phones. Their phones could probably do more. I mean, like, they got flying cars, like that one. Yeah. It's unfair, isn't it? I feel like they just imbued it with magic or some type of crystal filled with magic, and oh yeah, it works. It never dies. Yeah, maybe after like maybe a century or something. I don't know. Okay, it's a crystal. Like those crystals of Final Fantasy last decades, centuries, millenniums. I don't know, truth for sure. I just think they're just a regular phone, but the crystal is somewhere in like the wiring or something. Like, oh yeah, this is the power source, so it's not gonna die. I'll just say I'm theorizing. You can maybe they have something there where you can find it and Google it and something. You don't know. Yeah, maybe it's something that. Because you don't have it. It's so unfair. We know.
Let's see. Well, another thing I kind of wanted to get you guys' opinion on is story and gameplay when it comes to video games. I guess I'll ask you, Brian, first. Like, what do you think about as far as the overall quality of stories in campus? And I know that to a degree sometimes, depending on the game itself, the story is somewhat of an afterthought. I mean, it's just there, but rarely do you see, you know, a video game where the story itself is like the main character of a game, or it's like the most important characteristic or the best part of the game is actually the story. So is it possible to where, like, in certain games that you can enjoy the gameplay but it has a shitty story? Or do you think that overall the story is vital to a game being considered great?
I don't know, truth be told, but for me, it's always the story comes first before anything multiplayer or anything at all. It's always the story, because otherwise, how would you understand everything? The story teaches you. I mean, there are some games that are the exception, but the story is always what teaches you, what gets you into it, and what has you coming back for more. Like, oh yeah, I finished the story, what else can I do? Oh yeah, there's multiplayer, maybe I'll try that. You know what I mean? So there's some games outside it, because I don't know if Overwatch has a story. I don't know. They said it's just multiplayer. I don't know. I've never researched it. But with other games, the stories are integral, and like you can't just not play it. You can't ignore it. I'd say that'd be high-key disrespect in a way, because maybe like with Final Fantasy 15, like maybe you bought it just to run around. What are you gonna do? Ignore the whole story? You'll miss something grand. You know what I mean? Yeah. But with most games, I feel if you don't have a story, then why, unless you're trying to continue and like improve where you left off because you had something great there, like why wouldn't you have a story? Like the Naruto games, obviously they had them, they were fun to play obviously, but at some point they got more story oriented, and with each game they got more invested in the gameplay, the art, the details, and adding more characters as to paying attention to the story. Like with Ultimate Ninja 4, all they did was just tell the last bit and focus on multiplayer, stuff to do after, the game itself, and I was just like, I was expecting the whole Shippuden arc, you know what I mean? Not just the ending. That's the thing that pissed me off about it. I was expecting to have like a long playthrough of the game in different overworld modes and all that, but no, they just oh yeah, let's just give them the ending that they've all been waiting for. Let's not give them the whole work for the whole experience, which kind of pisses me off. I hate short run-through stories. I'd rather spend like a month, days, hours just exploring one story and learning it. You know what I mean? So I would
Right.
say that you can't have a game without a good story. Otherwise, why do you have the game other than to play it?
Okay.
I mean, that's my answer.
Jay, what about you?
Well, hard to say that I look for when I buy a game is the story.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't really care about the gameplay as much as story whenever I consider buying anything.
Right.
I feel like it has to be good. Where the story is good, the game is good, or
Right. Mm-hmm. Right. Mm-hmm. It was really that complex.
Yeah, since you had brought up Nier, I kind of wanted to make a comparison. Well, not exactly make a comparison, but I guess to ask you like what type of story, or as far as like the progression of a story that you prefer. Let's say you take Uncharted, where Uncharted story is completely moved by the characters, whether it's Nathan, whether it's Sully, Elena, Sam, you know, in Uncharted 4. It's, you know, it revolves around the characters, their actions, their experiences. You know, that's what moves the story. But then you have Nier Automata, where the main character of the game is actually the entire environment. Even though you have 2B and 9S and the other characters, what really drives the story is the overall environment, whether it's the robots you're having to fight, some of the underlying themes, some of the political and social commentary, you know. So like, what storytelling like angle do you prefer? One that more so focuses on the character and like their emotions, or getting lost in an environment where the world itself is the main character?
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
See that you buy no more than we need. Sheesh. My mother or something? Mum's the word.
Yeah, especially with the Romeo and Juliet play that you saw, I was kind of interested to hear that they literally version like, oh, I killed all my Romeos, so yeah.
went and got what I asked for. Too easily. I thought Sid told you to give us work. Yeah, well, guess what looks soft on you. I'll be sure to give you more of a challenge next time. How's about that? Anywho, I appreciate your help. Here's a little care package. Should make for a goodie.
Yeah.
So he's creating a new dish. That's what he says, anyway. Cool. Wonder what he's cooking up.
Let's do this hunt and find out.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Hey. Yeah. It's that type of complexity that makes games like that you want to play.
So what's your take on that, Brian?
Honestly, I gotta agree with Judy on this. It's like it's complexities. Like like she said before, you can only take a protagonist so far, and while you can chronicle all of their growth, it's gonna have to eventually come to a stop. And what are you gonna do there? You know what I mean? So in a way, I'd say, why can't we have both, or why can't we have a mixture or a balance of both? Like, the progression of the protagonist could affect the very world that you're exploring, in a sense. Like, they will bounce back between one another, maybe, and see where it goes. You know what I mean? I can't just pick one over the other, but I definitely, if I had to choose one, maybe like the open world more than the character. You know what I mean? Because maybe you may not like the character that you get stuck with playing, or maybe you do, and you're so into that character that you're not into the environment. It's a very hard decision to make. I can't decide that.
But yeah, where I'm getting at with this is that Neil Druckmann, who is one of the creative directors at Naughty Dog, he was one of the heads of creating The Last of Us and Uncharted 4. And one of the comments that he made regarding his overall creation process is that he prefers to have a very simplistic story. He's not exactly a fan of having a complicated story, but he believes that it's important for the player to have an emotional connection with the character. So if you think about like in Uncharted 4, you remember how Nate lied to Elena saying that, you know, he was going to go off the I can't remember where he said he was going to go, but just saying he was on this job, you know, with a sunken whatever it was. But of course here he is looking for the treasure of Captain Henry Avery, trying to save his brother. And of course we all know how that turned out, that Sam made the whole story up. So that kind of goes along with the theme of, you know, trying to figure out, you know, who exactly is Nathan Drake. And then you come to find out that, you know, his last name is not even Drake, it's Morgan. The whole idea behind Drake is that Nate and Sam had to go off to create new identities from what happened in the story, and they just chose the name Drake. So it's like throughout the entire game, you know, it's like Nathan having to, you know, being the natural charismatic guy that we see him throughout the game, but then having this underlying past and all of these emotions that he doesn't exactly bring up because it's, you know, it's personal to talk about. So naturally people are going to be able to relate with that. So, you know, in Neil's case, that it's more important to have compelling characters that you're able to connect with on an emotional level, more so than having a complex story that involves all of these life themes and complex overall structures that go into storytelling. So what Brian had brought up, saying that, yeah, I mean, it would be nice to have a balance of both, but then that goes back to, I think there needs to be more emphasis on and focus when it comes to writing stories in video games, because, you know, like I said before, even though it has been considered an afterthought, but what you're starting to see now with games like The Witcher 3, like with Uncharted 4, like The Last of Us, is you're seeing games that are taking more of a interactive movie or an interactive novel direction when it comes to their overall storytelling. So I would definitely like to see that trend continue, because I do think that, because, you know, video games is being, you know, more considered an art form than it has, you know, in the past. It's definitely more popular than it's ever been. So I think the next step that we should be able to see in gaming is that the storytelling should be improving.
Right. Yeah, I can agree with that. Yeah. Definitely. Yeah.
But I mean, you're really only going to get that from development teams who are, you know, truly in love with their craft, because you have definitely a lot of gaming studios who only care about the bottom line, which is making money. So, you know, as long as they're able to make a game that they know people are going to buy, like Call of Duty or any other mindless shooter, you know, that's all they care about. It's like, okay, you make the game and make sure it looks good and that it has, you know, everything that most of these gamers are looking for, you know, then that's fine. You know, they're going to go out and buy it. They're going to buy the same Madden game, the same 2K, the same shit that always sells. But then when you see a studio who decides to come out and try something a little different, and they're not exactly, you know, embraced, whether it's because they don't exactly have the money or the funding, or, you know, they don't have the support when the game comes out. So you kind of have to question, you know, what exactly is the overall gaming philosophy for a lot of studios. I mean, unfortunately, for the most part, it is the bottom line. They want to make a lot of money, and they do it through gaming. But, you know, we want to have studios who are out, you know, trying to make the next Zelda or trying to make the next, you know, the next Witcher or the next Uncharted. That's what we want. I mean, every game that comes out, we want it to be that new groundbreaking IP.
Right. Yeah, that's true. Especially with the people and their craft, like, because you have people that just make the mindless shooters, like Call of Duty, and it's like, oh yeah, we'll throw all these effects and just make it, you know, lit. But then you have people who do stuff like God of War 3 or Bloodborne, where they just take the lore and turn it into something like, I'll say, spectacular, immaculate, like just out of this world. Because when I first jumped into it, I was like, oh yeah, this is just another, maybe like Dark Souls or something, even though I had never played it. But the moment I got into the game and into the story and into the lore, like at Bergenworth College, the Scholars, the Outbreak, and everything, and I was like, this is amazing. Like, they really put so much effort and work into the story, it's hard not to get engrossed.
Safety first, everybody.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Yeah. It's just like, that's why I say you can't have a good groundbreaking game without a great story that compels you to find out more. Because, I mean, Bloodborne had its character, which was you, but I mean, the whole thing that drove it was the environment that you're exploring and the lore behind it. And it has this miraculous little system and way to play where you have to find everything out as you progress, whereas any other game would just hand it down to you and be like, oh yeah, this is what happened about a century ago. Or, no, you literally have to find it and piece together clues based off the stuff you find. Like, it's kind of, I would say Breath of the Wild has that sense, but because you have to go around and search for memories like Judy said, or any other things as you progress through the game, but not in a way that Bloodborne does. Because, I mean, in some sense, they still tell you about the story even as you progress. But not with Bloodborne, you literally have to find everything. You're going through blind. Yeah. That's a compelling story is what makes the game.
And that's the issue that a lot of people have with the Xbox, is that you look at PlayStation and Nintendo, you know, the reason why they're still successful to this day, especially the PlayStation, that ever since it came into the gaming industry in '94, it's been dominating. And the reason why is that because they have such a wide variety of games. I mean, you can find a game coming out of the PlayStation camp for just about anyone, whether it be Horizon, whether it be Persona 5, it could be Neo, it could be Kingdom Hearts, you know. There's something for everybody on the PlayStation. Of course, with Nintendo, it's just the fact that it has such a rich history in gaming that for a lot of us, our very first console was the Nintendo, whether it was the original NES or the Super Nintendo or the Nintendo 64. You know, we grew up playing Nintendo games. So we grew up playing Mario, we grew up playing Zelda, we grew up playing Donkey Kong, and so on and so forth. But when you look at the Xbox, it's like, I can't think of any, you know, of those classic games that we grew up playing that, you know, they kind of followed suit. I can't think of really any kind of, like, credible RPGs outside of maybe Fable, which they unfortunately stopped making because they kind of ruined the series. But the Xbox doesn't really have an identity. It definitely doesn't have diversity when it comes to gaming. It's like, if you're going to get an Xbox, you're going to be playing, you know, either a shooter or a racer. And that's just not going to bring in people who want to, you know, play those games.
Yeah. You know, one thing I have wanted to ask, for the types of games y'all play, did y'all ever consider trying, what is it, like episodic gameplay, like the games you don't do too much in, you're basically playing for the story?
Oh, you mean like those Telltale games?
I would say like The Wolf Among Us is one, because I never thought I'd get sucked into that, but it turned out to be even greater than I expected. That's definitely one.
That's not the only power your forebears left you.
Well, they
The
have those
only other-
episodic Walking Dead games.
There are two scattered
Yeah,
across
there's
the
really
land.
not a lot, but like most of them are like Walking Dead or the newly released Batman. I can't remember the name of it, but it was a Batman game they released for it. But the only really ones I played played just one was, what was it? The Wolf Among Us, because I loved how nitty and gritty it
I've
is.
enlisted the help of the hunters. They combed
But,
the land in
yeah.
search of the lost tools.
Because I mean, it's like you.
Where's the one nearby you mentioned?
Keekatrick Trench. We know there to be a crypt deep inside the tunnels.
Right. Right.
I think in order to, want to play those games, of course you're gonna have to be engaged in the story, but I can't see how someone who isn't a fan of The Walking Dead or someone who isn't a fan of Batman would be able to find enjoyment in that type of game. So you would have to, find someone who actually enjoys those franchises as far as the story or the movies or the TV show. They would definitely enjoy it, but like me, I'm not exactly a fan of The Walking Dead, so playing an episodic, Walking Dead game isn't really going to, it's not going to impress me.
Yeah.
Let's have some light.
Yeah, I can get you. It's not, for everyone either. Yeah.
Long years ago, we waged a fierce battle here against the Empire. It all went to ruin. And after that, the Empire moved in like it owned the place.
Any plan of time? Plow right through them? How we get through all that?
Taking that off.
Marshal! You ready? Not the time for horseplay! Didn't mean to hear that.
Take the prince and flee. Yes, sir.
I gotta say, one of the favorite things I like about this game is the teamwork moves that y'all can use. Yeah. Especially when you can like team up with different ones or do different strategies with them. I was surprised by that when they taught me.
You're on fire today.
No big deal.
Hey, Ignis, instructions.
Wow. There's a lot of things not fair. Happen. What name one thing you don't love in this game?
Let's see what you can do.
Oh yeah, I remember that. I was it had gotten night when Tom and some knight jumped up and Agnes was like, oh yeah, we need to go somewhere. And I'm just like, you know what, I'm gonna follow and listen to you because that thing came out of nowhere and almost massacred us. So, yeah.
Hanging in there, Prompto?
Oh, I'm hanging.
Yeah, okay, you should be able to explore as long and as much as you can or want. Like, as much you can handle. Right. And if you're at the right level, yeah, I get you. You want to do, like, Breath of the Wild really put a toll on you, like, I want to do whatever I want in this game.
Praise from the marshal is
It really spoiled the fuck out of you in that category. Mm-hmm. Right. Right.
Here's where we go our separate. Take this key. It unlocks the doors to the tombs. Seek them out and lay claim to the power they hold.
You burn it, you die.
Need it.
And what will you do?
Keep an
Just
eye
how
on the
gritty
doors.
this game is.
Find out what they're up to. But you should focus on your own task.
Showtime. I will. Take care.
I just love how
Keep it real, huh?
I just love how you apply so many real world concepts to this game. Like, if you pull out a bomb arrow, then he's gonna set it off and make it explode and take a bunch of your hearts. If you go someplace or swim in some fridge of water, you're probably gonna get hypothermia or something close and lose your heart slowly. Or you were right. Oh yeah, I forgot you had that power too. Mm-hmm. So you have to go through that all over again. Hmm. Right. Jesus. The fact that you just, like, you die just from everything. Like, if it's too hot, you'll get heat stroke or something. If it's too cold, you get hypothermia and your hearts will drop fast. Or if you take some metal with you in a thunderstorm that's bad, you'll get struck by lightning, which is actually kind of funny in its own. Yeah. Yeah, like actual desert. Yeah. That's, yeah. Yeah. A lot of things, there's like a lot, and even after you finish the game and go back, there's like a bunch of tidbits and stuff that you never really, think of. Like, I remember they said, like, they went back and experimented, and they did stuff like, it turns out if you take your armor off before you swim, you actually swim faster, which is a real world concept that would obviously work, but game physics, yeah. Yeah, and another one somebody had actually found out was they, believe it or not, if you actually run your horse into a guardian, it topples the guardian. Somebody actually tried that. Huh?
A generator?
Yeah. And you said I was wrong.
Starter up. Sweet, it works.
I tried to tell y'all. I thought.
Oh man, I do love me some light.
I did, because I brought that up. By the way, it still had its secrets. Oh, you gotta go here. You've already beaten the game. What more could you? I think you found everything in that damn game.
What was that?
My bad. Kick the can.
You were killing me here, big guy.
No, I stopped after a while. I was like, I didn't spoil. Damn it, how do we get here?
I hate that noise.
Yeah, that's respectable. But yeah, it had a whole lot of secrets and stuff. Even after, if you finish, you would still find out about later.
Let us be quick.
Exactly, because you were so busy exploring and doing other stuff, like you never really took the time to experiment with it. I mean, which is a thing everybody does when they game. They're so busy with something else that they overlook a lot of stuff until they come back later.
The second we turn our backs, bam!
And yeah, that's one of the things I do like about Breath of the Wild, like, especially with, like, they say, like, I didn't even know you could mount Lionel until, like, they're like, oh, you can mount Lionels and attack them? Okay. I mean, how would you even get close to it enough unless you like Daisy or something, because they don't down for like, what, 3-5 seconds, you told me?
Anybody home? Coming in. Ever wonder if people like died here and their tormented souls just sorta maybe this way? I don't know.
Whatever it is. It's playing with us.
Hey, wait. Need to brace for this. Okay, I'm gonna count to 3. On 3, you open the door. Got it? All right. Okay.
You died.
1, 2, 3.
Yeah, okay, yeah. It was, they built it to you to die, so, and to learn from your deaths.
I know.
I just capitalize off of what I've seen, what I've been told, basically. I don't know. It's just, if I find the quality I like about the game, I'll see it, think about it, go on about it, and I'm like, oh yeah, and there's things like I'll figure out, like, oh, maybe if you do take your armor off, you'll swim faster. Because like I said before, it applies real life concepts to it, which you've already gotten. So it's like, the sky's the limit with this shit. You make it sound so bad.
What is it now?
You make it sound so bad, like, nigga, you really need to play because you sound like a hypocrite. And you haven't.
Above us.
I'm not necessarily. I'm not necessarily trying to teach you anything. No. I'm just. Why do you just have to do? Why do you do this? What? No, surprising.
That wasn't there before. This thing I need now. Eyes peeled, mouth closed. Yeah.
It's kind of like you do more like researching on games than you actually do playing them.
No, cause like I'll look up the details and stuff that don't like stuff that doesn't pertain to anything important. Like, you know, looking up. They don't spoil the damn game though. No. But I mean, it's gonna make you want and wonder though. Yeah. Yeah, that's true. But yet, you might hear about it from somewhere else, and it's cool. No, that's true, because you did ignore all the Breath of the Wild stuff until you played the game and you stayed off. Unless you were posting stuff. Normally whenever I see the game drops, it's like, whatever stuff is, like, out on it, like on the TL and Twitter or anything else, like, oh, you can do that? Yeah, I'll try that. Or if I see it, yeah, I'm gonna look at it. But if there's something like that'll spoil something big, I don't look at it. But most of the time it normally never spoils for me. But I mean, you and I are different people. You don't like spoilers. Right. Go in blind, get yourself killed a bunch of times.
Nice. Another one.
Where did this come from?
That is very true.
Yeah. There is no way you can kind of answer that. He's too big to be going through these cracks and crevices. He's small, he's short, yeah.
It's the fact that he's able to get through those, you know, those cracks and spaces with no problem. It's like, that's not realistic.
Maybe he's done it a bunch of times, I don't know. Like, he knows how to get through, like he's mastered that or something. I mean, he looks like he's already been through a ton of shit in his life.
What does that have to do with him fitting through a crack, though? You bringing up his life experiences, like they have something to do with him being able to defy physics.
This looks promising.
We're talking about how this giant ass nigga is able to fit through a small space, and you're bringing up his life struggles.
Like, maybe he been doing it a bunch of times, like, because obviously he's done a lot. Like, he's already built. Maybe that's just one of the things he can do that's under his belt. Like, oh yeah, I'm big, but I can squeeze in like tight cracks and crevices. Yeah.
So he's a shapeshifter now.
There is no way you can explain that. He's linked. Yeah, he's linked in like skinny. Only in gaming. You talking about the Arachne thing? Oh no, I have went off the stream for a little bit. Oh, you're in the part with the tunnel.
Everything cool?
I don't know. How do you question that? I hate anything spider related. Anything spider in motherfucking games so much. I hate it when you be like, oh, I know. You have that. I hate it when you say that, like, oh no, you're weak towards that shit, yeah. You're just like so nonchalant, like, oh yeah, you're a bitch towards that. No, but it's like, no, it's not what I'm saying. No.
I'm dying of thirst here. I'm starving to death. And yet we're all very much alive.
Yeah. So much. Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about something else.
Right.
There will never be an answer. It was just one of those things only in games.
For real.
They always gotta do that in RPGs. Put it in the worst possible place it could be.
So, Noct borrows the old king's powers. More or less. At this rate, he'll soon rival his father's legacy. The copycat king. Adeline. Well, what's it like?
It takes so much damage. But it takes so much health to use. I like the sword, but I mean that's because it doesn't take as much health. In a cave in the middle of nowhere. Only we had shit like that. Shit clear as fuck on the damn phone too.
People to see, bases to burn. Let's go see Monica at the outpost. Come to think of it, you did spy a large structure. Yeah, hard to miss an ominous thing like that. It ain't gonna be easy taking down a whole stronghold. Can we really do this? The Marshal believes we can, or he wouldn't have asked us. But first things first. Right. Let's head back to the outpost. Let's move. Oh, yeah.
Let that fucking leopard. Oh, fuck that.
And of course, Gladio tried to fight the damn thing.
Hell yeah. I had that problem too. Like, he just came out and he's like, oh no, let me go run and kill it. He's like, I do what I want. Oh my god. They do what they want. They don't listen to us.
No, I mean, I don't mind going out to pick a fight. I mean, that's cool, but picking a fight with someone who's like 20 levels over you, I mean, that's kind of counterproductive.
At least know what you're getting into, and if it's high enough level, run away, because you're gonna die, obviously.
Good morning, fellas.
But that's Gladio's problem, you know, he's stubborn, you know, takes one to know one.
Sure.
We're here. It is quite comforting to see other people around.
Your Highness, the Marshal has apprised me of the plan. We found a back door into the Imperial base. I'll mark the route on your map. The way is secure. You should be able to gain entry relatively easily.
How long y'all gonna keep that one for? Stop at 3.
Yeah.
Everything in order? Yep. All right.
So, who is this Monica person?
A servant of the Crown's Guard, like Gladio and myself. She's one of my father's best, along with Dustin, who's guarding my sister. Good to know we still have people we can count on outside the city.
So once the multiplayer comes out, who's picking who? Who's calling dibs on what character?
I don't care which one I get, honestly.
Brian, you need to be Prompto just by default. I mean, that's like that's your inner beast right there.
Truthfully, it don't matter who I am. Like, I'll take Prompto. I'll get you one in him and Ignis. I should get all the Gladius and Ignis pictures for you. Oh yeah, I already knew that was coming.
Paradise for a technophile like you.
Gladius.
Well, Jay would have to pick, you know, if you had to choose, are you going with Gladio or not?
Yeah. That's because his warping saves ass. Like, literally. Saves you.
All pretty again. Take care of her, you hear?
Yeah, I figured Gary would be Gladius, cause him, like, takes a stubborn dude to know a stubborn dude, so.
Yeah.
Plus, I mean, yeah, plus the DLC, he's already got net playtime in.
Yeah, man, Gladio's my nigga, man. Definitely.
Of course you have. Hey, I'm just remembering. No, I knew you played it. I mean, I just was focused on Gary playing him. I mean, you're not. Would you say you're stubborn like him?
Me?
Yeah, you.
Dude, why the fuck do you think I fuck with Gladio so much?
I'm not talking about you. I'm asking her. Well, you are stubborn, but I'm wondering, like, you will run.
Good. What are you gonna make with this stuff?
But will you pick a fight with something that you're not gonna be able to fight though, like, and not run away? What? Oh boy. So y'all really gonna be fighting over who's gonna be Gladio? Okay.
Did you see that note? What is it?
That and the warp.
Oh, there you are. So,
No, I didn't want to be Gladio. It doesn't matter who I am, truth be told. I don't care.
another hunt. My cupboard's darn near empty.
No, you're prompt though. You don't have a choice in this matter.
Count on y'all. Good hunting.
Like I said, y'all do what y'all do. It don't matter to me what character y'all give me.
Like I said, you don't have a choice. You don't get to be so nonchalant about this. You are prompt though.
And I don't care.
Seems to me Taka could do his own hunting.
Take a chef's knife.
Cause I really wasn't all that in for the multiplayer. I mean, I'll do it for y'all, and it might be fun, but no, I wasn't really for them.
I know.
Hey there, Prince. Howdy, y'all.
Not my fault.
Howdy there, Prince.
No, but I will be picture boy. Take good pictures of Gladio and Ignis for you.
Don't you worry.
So put in that one bullet of work.
This time.
Work got you busy?
Most days
Be
that's
like,
true.
yep, that's my day's job.
Today's a little different. I was just about to step away from the garage for a spell.
What's wrong with you?
One of our regulars told me they found something real special lying around. A rare can of car wax. Reckon y'all could use it on the regalia, so I'm on my way to pick it up.
Just for that, I'm not taking no more Gladio and Ignis pictures for you.
You sure?
It's a hard car.
You like the one with the camera though.
Fucking jack his camera.
Well, y'all insist. Who
No,
are
no, you take your sword.
Might
Don't
take
touch
a
my
while
camera.
to find it, though. Fella found it, but didn't have the
No, I
foresight to
can't.
grab it.
No, truth be told, I forgot they were doing the multiplayer for Final Fantasy up until y'all brought it back up. I was like, oh yeah, they're doing that. Do you need PSN or PlayStation Plus for that, or what?
Yeah, but I mean, it's only $9 to have it for like a month.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I don't have a problem playing for it. I mean, Brian, I know that's going to be a stretch, you know, considering what's in your bank account, but
I mean, there's nothing. I have a lot of money in it. It's just whether or not they've already said, no, we're not doing this.
Let's hit it.
Okay.
I mean, shit, I would, but I don't know, truthfully. We'll see when the time comes, because hopefully maybe I'll have a job and I'll be, you know, paying for that myself. Because, I mean, like you said, it is like $9, $10 a month. Plus, I mean, I can buy cards for it. Like, you know, for the little PlayStation Plus thing. Actually, now that I think about it, I think I still have the week, free trial I haven't touched. Yeah, I think I still do have it, yeah. So, yeah, I can play it for... yeah, y'all can count me in as prompt, though. Trying to figure out what would y'all do, what would they do for multiplayer? Just have you play as all the characters and do what?
My guess would be they're going to have brand new missions, like different hunts. So you all just you pick one of the characters and you all just go out and do shit.
Yeah, that sounds fun.
I still haven't gotten over how good this game looks. Oh, Tisha's gorgeous. It's just chapter 9 is what completely kills it.
Too bad.
Oh yeah, trying to navigate through that shit, it's a fucking maze.
Is it that bad? Is that horrid? Would you say it's extra or? Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Nah. That's some kingly rich shit. No, I'm good just sleeping in a caravan. Yeah. I'd rather camp out, because that's fun, sitting around a campfire as opposed to paying that much just to sleep in an elaborate room. Can't go outside the outskirts and camp nowhere. Jeez.
Here we are. Nice.
So they literally make you. So they literally make you have to stay in some place. If not, you go somewhere else. Cheat. Wow. Boy can't run for shit.
Ignis, how many royal arms are there? As many as there have been kings. whole would have survived this day. It's like a treasure hunt.
Like they're literally outrunning him. Prompto is just leisurely chilling here. Yeah, I'm just sitting here like Prompto even here like really not even lifting a finger and he's already passed me. Yeah. Oh man. We could help him with that. I would go. No. No. What is wrong with you? Have Gladio take him out on some jogs and shit. Have Gladio train him.
He tried.
He failed, sadly. It's not your fault, Gladio. He's trying to be you. Oops. Oh. My boy got the cockatoo haircut. He's just so into it. Nigga. Like, bitch. It do though.
No, I had to save that one. I'm gonna turn that shit into a meme. Like, really,
no,
nigga?
use that against some of that. One of his fuckery raids.
Yeah, I'm definitely
really
keeping that.
though.
I'm definitely using that as a meme.
I'm realizing my destiny. That's what he's doing. Look at Noctis over here killing it. Yeah. Not too bad the Arachne's there. Oh, that's a decent picture of Noctis. Open road. What's good? That's what he's. You're not that to be nasty. So what is Gladio doing? So he's starting to be nasty too? Or...
Yeah, I just sent y'all the picture.
Really nigga mean. I love this. Same. That's just that thing in this game is perfect. God.
I wish Ignis would get off my back.
You'd ease up if you could just get up in the morning.
Gladius, if only you actually could teach this dude, but it's not your fault.
Oh, this is the perfect way to end this stream.
Oh my god. Don't embarrass Noctis like this. Oh my god. I did too. I actually did. I told you I did. So that I triumphed over your baby daddy.
Come on. Alrighty.
I could do it again. Yes. You want me to record it next time? Okay then. There are no codes for this shit. Leave me alone, damn it. What's on my researching? Is this shit even not perfect enough to have glitches?
What are we gonna do exactly? We're going for a run. Nice and simple.
Yeah, you can't exploit them. I remember I found a glitch in Majora's Mask that let me get the key early in the water temple.
No better time to do it than first thing in the morning. To make it interesting, what saving race?
No. No. Damn it! That was the only one from Majora's Mask. No. Just misjudged the whole damn thing.
Let's get started.
I did though. I had to after I got the key because afterwards it got confusing, so I had to keep going and still completed it. Let me have my goddamn victory.
You're not doing so bad.
No, you don't. You know Gladius is just being the bigger man. Literally. Hey. What's wrong with you? I was just talking about figuratively. No, you're the one over here on some king shit. I was talking about figuratively. You and your dirty ass smile. Why do I even try?
Well done, Noct. There's no way Specs can complain when you come back to camp this early. Crusted and
You know you're mad Gladius loves.
sure you act nice and smug when you see him.
Yeah. If this doesn't shut Ignis up, I don't know what will. I say though, it's kind of nice at this hour.
Even if that's all you take from this.
That's your man.
For me. Come on. Let's go.
Oh,
Dude,
and
he's getting
Gladio
high off
stopped
this
in his
idea.
tracks like 4 times.
After everything. You were literally getting so. Well, that makes the whole game, so.
Alright, we made it to 3 hours. That's pretty cool.
We gotta shorten this fucking lid.
Alright, people, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. I think this is actually what we're going to do as far as the idea for the podcast I had. Is we're just going to come on here and stream. We'll probably do something like this maybe once a month, like when we get some more gaming topics to talk about. We'll just come in here and just have a conversation. You guys can kind of join in if you want to. I may even go on Twitter and ask, what you guys may want us to talk about and discuss. But yeah, I think we'll probably incorporate that. That'll probably be the little podcast idea I had. So yeah, we'll keep you guys updated on that moving forward. But yeah, as always, I want to thank everyone who came through to hang out. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Of course, thank Judy and Brian for coming through with the commentary. Had a great discussion. So yeah, we're gonna get out of here. So we'll catch you guys next time.
Peace out, y'all.
All right.
What up?